The battle to survive load shedding lingers on. The various stages depress South Africans even further. With food being a basic right, many citizens are at times deprived of a meal when load shedding kicks in. Some forget about the varying stages and ultimately neglect to prepare meals. This can prompt those who can afford it to visit restaurants or devour junk food. But alternative meals can be an option for the middle and lower income groups. Chef Nelly has some tips worth noting.
So I think the alternative for me has been fire. So I've prepared everything on the fire and then we can sit and eat. So that is basically your preparation, and make easy dishes like everything can go into one pan or one pot, pop it onto the fire and it will cook itself. And then you have your meal for the day. Everyday meals that you can prepare, everything that you have in your kitchen. Basic things you don't have to go out and buy unnecessary things. You can use whatever you have. The whole thing is just the fire. As long as your temperature of your fire is perfect, then you can't go wrong.
A company specializing in quick and easy meals launched a campaign on preparing meals amid load shedding. Their study has revealed how load shedding disrupts meal preparation and puts further strain on South Africans' already depleted pockets.
One main outcome we noticed was the significant impact that on mealtime for families. The power outages and load shedding have disrupted their ability to prepare meals at home effectively. Many households have had to resort to dining out more frequently, as we mentioned, and purchasing smaller quantities of food, essentially, which ultimately puts a strain on their budgets. So some families have turned to alternative cooking methods, but again, the massive financial implication. So it's evident that load shedding has an immense financial implication on South Africans' pockets, and that power outages disrupt daily routines, which makes it extremely difficult for households to function effectively and economically.
Some admit they didn't realize there are alternatives to their food getting spoiled.
I'm cooking. Like I said, the time is not what they stick to. And this load shedding, it's affecting us because our food gets rotten inside the fridge.
You can't eat your food well. You can't make it warm with the microwave.
It's bad, like last night. When I got home, normally I get home around 6 o'clock. So after I opened my house and then it was load shedding. I have to wait for to 9, let's say 8:30 to 9. So at that time I have to cook. So at what time will I finish and go to bed?
Nutrients are crucial, but load shedding gives rise to extra expenses, and subsisting on junk food during the crisis can have serious health implications.
Absolutely. I believe that turning to fast food frequently during load shedding can have long-term health implications. And dietitians often warn that some fast foods are quite high in fat and salt and sugar, which could have long-term health implications. An unbalanced diet that lacks these essential nutrients could over time impact overall health and well-being.
Older generations grew up preparing meals on open fires, and Chef Nelly highly recommends it.
We grew up with fire. We're in the Northern Cape. We know how to make a fire. We can do anything on a fire, doesn't matter what it is. So yes, that is where it started with the fire. There was no electricity in the past. The electricity actually just helps to speed up the process for us to use our dryers or irons or whatever. But we can do anything on the fire, basically. And that is what I've been doing this past year, cooking for my clients. So they were always asking me, listen, how did you prepare this food? I'm like, I made a fire outside and there you have it.
With food inflation soaring during these trying economic times, these creative meals, which are light on the pocket, might just be the best alternative options that will hit the spot. Reginald Witbooi, SABC News, Kimberley.